I'm Johnny Price in Greenville, South Carolina, and normally in this spot you would be receiving a talking head film analysis where I would be offering some thoughts concerning the ideas that come out of a particular movie. However, this time around what I would like to do is offer some thoughts about how to watch movies. How to be a critical and discerning movie goer. Well, the first thing to keep in mind when you're watching a movie is that all films begin with the typing out of a script. Now, that may sound like a no-brainer, but it's important to keep in mind what the first step is that leads to the culmination of the finished product, i.e., a movie. In this process, the filmmaker, the director, the one who is ultimately responsible for the film, takes this raw material of a script, and out of it he creates a universe. And in doing so, thus assumes the role of God. Because he not only creates a universe, but he creates the individuals that populate that universe. And he gives each one of them their own distinct personalities, as well as their background stories, their history. Not only does he create the universe and populate it with certain unique individuals, but he also builds within this universe a moral framework where in this universe some things are right and other things are wrong. Some things are good, some things are bad. Some things are acceptable, some things are completely unacceptable. When you watch a movie, you are watching an artificial universe with its own set of moral, transcendent standards for that universe. Now, the creation of that universe onto film, onto the screen, is perhaps the most collaborative art form in existence. You not only have the screenwriter, the script, but you also have the actors, the director, the lighting, the editing, the sound effects, the soundtrack, and the special effects. This collaboration in creating this universe, it's all these people that are coming together in order to present a final product that will manipulate you. Steven Spielberg once said that when you buy a ticket at the box office, you are paying to have yourself manipulated. And generally speaking, that's a good thing. I mean, the fact of the matter is that when I go to a comedy, I want things to happen in the film that are going to make me laugh. If I go to a scary movie, I want things to happen in the film, on the screen, that are going to keep me on the edge of my seat. So I am going into the film expecting to be manipulated. As long as we remember that every filmmaker has an agenda. Now, the agenda may be simply to entertain you, but it could also be that their agenda is much more political or philosophical. Every filmmaker works from a particular point of view, and sometimes will offer up a full-blown world view. Now, the danger, if we don't realize all of this that I've been talking about, is that you'll get someone who goes into the movie theater and sits in the dark for 2 hours watching this artificial universe. But because it looks so much like our own universe, they will come out of the theater thinking that it was, and thinking that they can live and act in the same way that those on the screen lived and acted, and get away with it as perhaps they did in that universe, when perhaps they certainly cannot in our own universe. And this is a consideration that is especially important to help our young people understand, given the fact that they are still in the process of honing their critical skills. So, let me suggest to you that there are 5 key questions that each viewer who wants to be a critical and discerning viewer should be asking themselves. Number 1, to what extent does this artificial universe correspond with the actual universe? That is, with reality. Number 2, how did this film make me feel? Number 3, what did this film make me think? Number 4, how did the filmmaker go about making me feel and think the way that I did? And number 5, to what extent am I willing to allow myself to be manipulated by a film, and this film in particular? All of these questions, of course, are going to require that we be active rather than passive movie viewers. But let me also suggest to you that in doing this, we will be greater appreciators of the work of art that is a film. I'm Johnny Price, and this has been sort of another talking head film analysis.